to this August 2022 TEDxPlattsburgh Salon. I'm Stephane Bilodeau, and I'm co-hosting this event with my great colleague, Ayse. Hi, Ayse.
Hi, Stephane.
In our last events earlier in 2022, we exchanged on the many challenges we're facing, but also we were talking about solutions with great stories and role models. Today, we'll continue our series on confident and resilient women leadership. It's called One Simple Step to Change the History by Your Confident Leadership Story. Our TEDx event are part of nonprofit global initiatives to champion and accelerate solutions to the challenge, whether it's climate crisis, the war, gender inequalities, etc., turning ideas into action. In the preceding TEDxPlattsburgh Salon event, we were already talking about inclusive and impactful actions with diversity and women leadership at the center of the discussions. Let me share the screens, the screen just in a second. So we're still thinking in terms of sustainable development goals to touching leadership, diversity, well-being, resilience, women leadership, and more. But we'll focusing more on mindset and deploying your story today. And we'll do that with two amazing guest speakers. First, Dr. Sugi Sugandika, in fact, Subawikrama. She's a strategic leader and a motivational speaker, a Six Sigma Black Belt, and a member of the American Psychological Association. Dr. Sugi's passion is to use her skills to help individuals recover and rebuild their lives from devastation caused by traumatic events such as war, hurricanes, tsunami, and recurring substance use. Second, we'll have Tima Deryan. She's a mindset coach, a social entrepreneur, a community mobilizer, and a mountain climber. Yes, she's the first Lebanese woman and youngest Arab to climb Mount Everest. She works with various organizations to equip children, youth, and women with the means to follow their passions, and she campaigns on climate change and social justice for sustainable future. So two great role models with us today, and we'll hear from them soon. But first, Ayse, you want to give us some insights and some great insights, including unique research on mental fitness by Shirzad Shamin, and on why this may be the most powerful, sustainable, and proactive solution to rise up by equipping ourselves with the powers to boost confidence and calm-minded, even in times of overwhelm. So Ayse, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Stephane, and welcome everyone again. And actually, thank you for supporting female leadership by being here. So now raise your hand if you're a female professional who feels overwhelmed, very stressed, and busy. And raise your hand also if you want to create an impact by becoming a confident and resilient female leader. So now let me share my screen and let's take a look at what may have brought you here today. So it was perhaps you were feeling stressed and overwhelmed. Perhaps you had many inner critics in your mind, like I'm not good enough, I don't have time, and my manager doesn't understand me. I'm all alone at my workplace. And perhaps it was about you were confused what to achieve and how to achieve. And at the end of the day, you were left with many inner thoughts and also difficult emotions like stress, anxiety, concern. So you weren't the best of yourself to spend time with your beloved ones. Now let's take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out, and imagine that a breeze of confidence and resilience is flowing to you. And now you feel so confident that you step forward at your work with confidence and resilience. And also, you step forward and make your voice heard. You are free from your inner critics and you know what you really want and how to achieve that. So, this is where you are right at the moment, and this is where you want to be. So, would you agree on a new strategy that's called uh, Resilient Female Leaders Rise? So, if you agree on this strategy, how about we'll embracing the future right now together? And why this is so important? Why this new strategy is so important? Because many women are experiencing stress, inner critics, low levels of self-confidence, and poor health. And actually, these are correlated with each other, and this is like we can call either a perfect storm or is like a circle of fire. And why it is now since 90s, then 2000 and 2020s, nothing has much changed. Still, many female professionals are experiencing low levels of self-confidence, and also they have high levels of stress, and also there is a rising trend at prevalence of chronic diseases like diabetes, obesity, and cardiovascular diseases. And actually, it was a sharp rise from 90s to 2010s. And one study has shown that day-to-day stress and a sense of lower overall well-being were much higher in the 2010s compared to the 1990s. And if we think that females are affected or hit harder, we can imagine how worse the scenario is. And what happened now? We know that we had challenges of COVID-19, so where are we now? 1 in 2 women have higher levels of stress. 1 in 2 women have lower levels of self-confidence, and women also tend to have a strong inner critics. And maybe you are not aware, and I was also shocked to learn that women also have a deteriorating health since 90s. So it's not becoming better, it is getting worse. And now, of course, the question is why I am telling who am I? And as my colleague Stephane mentioned, I'm a leadership development and well-being coach, and I'm very passionate to support female professionals to rise through becoming resilient and confident leaders. And at this point, I would like to share a story, a very short story with you. And this story is called To Be or Not to Be the Hero of Your Own Story. And it was a rainy day in 1985, and she was running to home. Her daughter, who just arrived from primary school at 1 p.m., was waiting her, and it was around 5 p.m. Actually, that was a daily routine. The mother was preparing the breakfast in the morning, making her daughter ready for the school, and then running uh, to the work, and then coming around 5 p.m. while her daughter was waiting. And that ordinary routine actually changed on that rainy day. And her husband became redundant, and that was the beginning of 3 years challenges. Those 3 years were very difficult and challenging because she needed to stand for the family in terms of financial and emotional support while taking care of the family. And after 3 years, actually, her husband launched his business, and then everything seemed to be fine. Have you ever experienced that? A chaotic time and then a calm and a peaceful time. And you think that, oh, it will go forever like this. And actually, that wasn't the truth. She became redundant at that point, and then that was another chapter for challenging times. And after struggling, she found a position as the head of a law firm because she was a lawyer, and this time she became the head of a law department at a public institution. And she needed to take care of all the team members, and she was very compassionate to help and support her colleagues. And she was also taking care of her family, her daughter. And unfortunately, she wasn't taking care of herself. And behind the scenes, she was thinking, I'm not good enough. I should work harder and harder and harder and harder. And this was an ongoing story. And then after years, she retired. And then still she was thinking she could do better. She wasn't good enough. And unfortunately, she paid the price of this high stress and low levels of confidence by having stroke after years. And who was she? Maybe you were wondering. And actually, that was my mom. So that is how I know very well about this story. And now, today, we know that there is a rise at stroke among female professionals due to stress. So, from 85s to today, actually nothing has much changed. Also, stress, low levels of self-confidence, nothing much changed. So, we may say that the interventions focusing on resilient and confident female leadership are not properly working. Maybe it's because they don't focus on one essential ingredient or one essential component, and that is mental fitness. So, mental fitness is like under the iceberg of the success and happiness story of every individual, but it's usually neglected. It's like going to the gym and building up muscles. So you need to build your mental fitness muscles day by day through a success proven program or interventions and through the guidance of a mentor. So today we will see also two lovely speakers, two lovely women, and you will see how mindset changes the story of these women. And also, when we talk about mental fitness, of course, we need to honor or acknowledge a great lecturer and researcher in this field, and it is Shirzad Shamin. And if you like, you can watch his video on YouTube. We can broadcast that, but very welcome to watch that and learn more about mental fitness. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. I say great insights. And on the screen, I'm just showing Shirzad Shamin's presentation. You have the link on the screen. It will also be on the YouTube channel description, so you can easily find it. So we'll let you listen to that, and after that, we'll speak in exchange with our guest speakers, as Ayse just said, our great guest speakers, which will be giving their story and showing us how they have dealt with their huge challenges and what they've done, and a great story to share with you. So thank you, Ayse, and we'll be back after Shirzad Shamin's presentation.